Okay, let's see if we can turn this one into a treat. This will be an interesting one. Whoops, a bit blurry, folks, sorry. Got a bit too close, I do think. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here a book by Ernest Hemingway, The Snows of Kilimanjaro. I think this is a famous author that this is. It's an interesting, I don't read very often, but I found this by the side of the road and figured I'd souvenir it for a demo. So I'm just lining this up nicely, trying to make it look good. But yeah, it's a well-known book. I'm going to make it bigger than 200, I do think. I think the manual, the horizontal's got to be bigger. So we're going to make it 260. And we're just going to leave that at 200. I don't know if it's a fictional book or whether it's a book about the place. I don't know much about books. I don't read books at the moment, at this stage in my life. I'm too busy doing work on my demos and shit. Now we just got a little bit of that writing at the bottom there. That looks really quite nice. So we're just going to go and move that a bit to the left once again, just a little. And we're just going to now maybe enlarge the vertical. I think the vertical's got to go bigger for this, as well as the horizontal. The horizontal could still go bigger, so we can maybe make the horizontal 280, and the vertical could be also 260. Ernest Hemingway. Okay. Let's see how that looks. That looks really interesting. I'm wondering where we're going to make the centre of this job once we've made it the way we want to. I like that eyepiece, and maybe I could just make it a bit longer, so maybe we can make it bigger than 280. Maybe we could make it, maybe we're just going to go and pull out the stops a bit and have it 300. Well, it's not quite pulling out the stops. I think pulling out the stops is like pulling it up, say, to 400, the maximum. But I don't know, whatever. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks a lot better. We've got less of that sky. We want to make it as high up and nice to look at. Wondering where the centre of the job is going to be. I'm going to make the centre of the job, it's going to be there, even though it doesn't look like it's going to make any sense. Maybe we're just going to see if we can enlarge that even bigger. So maybe we can make it 320. Let's see how that goes. Okay, out it comes. Yeah, that looks a lot better. We've got that maximum at the top, which looks really nice. So I'm wondering where we're going to make the centre is going to be there, I think. I think that's going to be the centre of our Kilimanjaro, whatever it's called. Okay, out it comes. That's another one. So that's that one out. This is an interesting piece. Mountain. Ernest Hemingway. I know that name. I've heard it, I'm sure, so many times. I can't recall where, but it's indeed he is indeed a prolific writer, from what I can tell, while not knowing much about literature. It's probably like one of those authors that you just can't miss. You just can't miss. You just sort of know them because they're so popular, so famous. It's like people, like famous artists like Andy Warhol, for example. You know, we all know him. It's just like he's a household name, even though he's an artist. Most artists don't get that. Or Ken Dome. Ken Dome's another example of a Australian that's an art. These are artists, of course, but they're just like names that you just don't, that so many people know. It's like the same with books. In this case, Ernest Hemingway. So yeah, you just some famous people you just can't miss. They're just there in your face. You know, you probably learned about them in school, which is probably where, you know, you learn this shit at school about art, about literature. Yeah. So I must have heard this at school somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, let's have a look at that. That looks brilliant. I think now we can call this demo quits.